What's up, Kim, folk? It's your boy. I'm back with you one more day in the hood in Tennessee. Just wanted to give a big shout out to all my friends in Tennessee, my family in Tennessee, and my friends, my newfound family in the Philippines. So I guess you want to know why a guy just up and decides, well, you know, enough's enough, and then you just take off and go to a foreign land that you don't know nothing about really other than what you see on vlogs. And don't get me wrong, watching the vlogs is some of them are very helpful. Chad Foster, he's shout out to you, Chad. He's got uh, a good one where he does a lot of interviews and stuff. There's several other ones that kind of made up my mind, I guess, but my first trip, I only went for a short visit. Ended up infection. Ended up in the hospital. Next thing you know, surgery. It's just But I ended up took me 10 months to heal up enough to where I could travel back to America. Uh, and then I get back here. Even though I had friends like messaging me like that knew I was coming back. They're just like, man, don't do it, don't come back. Just you're there, man. And I was like, no, I got to come back. I mean, I really did have to come back. It was uh, it was definitely uh, something I need to get taken care of, get this put behind me. This accident that I was in, 2024, get all that put behind me. You know, been thinking about my friends, Jade, and shout out to you, girl. Hope you get to feeling better. Um, uh, and Elson, Rika, Laura, um, Kay, I know you're a little under the weather. I hope you get to feeling better too. Um, yeah, it's just, man, I get back here, guys, and I can't say it enough, man. I don't know how anybody can afford it. They're threatening this SNAP benefits, this EBT government assistance for, you know, 21 million, I think. I don't know. It's quite a bit. And then they wonder, well, where can we come up with the funds? We might can fund partial of it. We can do part. Well, what about all the millions and billions y'all sent to the Taliban? What about the billions y'all sent over to Israel? What about the billions that we send out, to these other countries that don't do nothing for us? So if our country can't learn to take care of its own, then we sure can't. We're on a downhill spiral financially, because we built this country. The blue collar people have built this country, made it what it is today. You know, the bankers are the one that reap the rewards. They're the ones that got rich on it, and then and then we got the crooked politicians, the Epstein Island, you know, boys that went down there and did what they did. I'm sure it was just a business trip. You know, so and now they got you. They got you on film. They own you. So it must have been a hell of a business trip. You know what I mean? We so it's just. Hey, I think I got 30 subscribers now. Hey, shout out to all 30 of y'all. So it's pretty amazing. It's I just do this for fun. Really, it's therapy for me. It kind of helps me get some things off my chest. But man, when you come back to this country and you see a family pack of boneless, skinless thighs chicken, $17. The large smoked sausage package, $12. Eggs, $8 for 18. So basically $1 an egg. No, 8 for 18. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I thought. never mind. I had a brain fart. But yeah, it's just crazy because I was buying 30 eggs out there in the Philippines for two couple bucks. So you think about that. You think about the cost of living, and if you're on a fixed income, uh, it's really not. I've been blessed to have friends and everything. I'm trying to get this lot prepared so I can. I'm either going to put a mobile home or I'm going to put, or maybe both. I don't know. A tiny house, Amish built tiny house. So I got to get this. You got to get a driveway put in, septic tank, you know, water tap. You got to pretty much. It's a bare lot, but I still want to do it. Get that done before I leave. I've got to put a split air unit. I think that's what I'm gonna go with in my home that's leased out. So uh, yeah, I've been blessed, man. I got this house to myself right now. It's very quiet, and I haven't had much of that since I've been here in the 2 months. So hopefully another 30 days or so, we'll God willing, the judge will see it in my favor, and uh, well, I mean, there's not much that they don't have a defense really. Uh, Everything's been documented, uh, everything. So it's definitely going to be it's just crazy how the insurance companies do people. I mean, I'm sure that company paid their premium each month. God know what that was, and but yet, out of two employees that work back there, one of them gets, eight broke bones and some and PTSD off of it, and it's just ridiculous how they go about their business. Maybe they get bonuses. Maybe maybe the longer they prolong it, I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there, but it's very well possible. So yeah, I'm just sitting here tonight thinking, my gosh, like all them overseas workers that want to come, and you can come to America and make more money than you can in the Philippines. But let me just tell you, your rent's going to be, if you're in a bigger city, it's probably going to be between, for one bedroom, 18 to 2,400. I'm guessing. Uh, I doubt you're going to find a 15, 1,200. Even here in this small town of 40,000 something people, a two bedroom, one bath, could run you about $1,200. If you rent a whole house, a 3 bedroom, two bath house, that could you're gonna pay up probably a couple grand uh, a month. You might be able to find one for 15 to 18, but it'll be and this small town. I'm from a small town right here in the middle of Tennessee. And been here was here all my life till I went to the Philippines. I was thinking, my gosh, like I shouldn't have watched them vlogs for 4 years. I should have just took off. Really, I mean, I should have left, 4 years ago. But you know, uh, I didn't. I was hoping things was going to improve here on the homeland here, and it never did. Uh, and uh, I care a lot about my health. Always have, and it's peace of mind. Peace is very, very, and natural sunlight. Like when you see them spraying the skies over here and geoengineering. Oh, speaking of geoengineering, let's go back to the Philippines. Two super typhoons hitting the Philippines back to back. Like I don't really know if the government is aware of the geoengineering that was taking place here in America, but they might want to look a little deeper into it and maybe some satellite images, anything that they could possibly get, even if they have to get it from, let's just say, Russia or China or any kind of information that they could possibly get. Because how rare is it that, excuse me, two super typhoons, boom, boom, man, it's like Malibu burning. It's like the fires in California. that before I left that, uh, there's a chick called Adriana Masterson, I think is her last name. She's got this cool computer system, and even the one that hit Jamaica. Just look. But the Bible speaks of it. It says there'll be wars and rumors of wars. There'll be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Don't think Jesus didn't know the beginning from the end. You know what I mean? So, if you haven't never read the Bible, give it a read. Sit down, ask God for discernment on it, because I tried to read it before I started, and I couldn't get no more than a page or two. You know what I mean? I didn't know, I couldn't pronounce the words. It wasn't Nothing was resonating with me. And then one day I picked it up, man, and it was like everything. It was, even the stories was like jumping off the page. Like I was getting visuals of the giants that roamed the earth. I was getting visuals of Joshua going in to oust the Nephilim, and how beautiful the land was, and how full of, you know, and now, and you see, that is, it was amazing really to read the entire Bible, and watching these podcasts, and this guy was like, he's been seeing videos out there because this SNAP benefit stuff, that there's going to be people sitting out in the parking lot, and when you come out of the store, they are going to take your groceries. They're going to wait till you come out to get in your car, and then they're going to rob you. Well, this is a Second Amendment state, and it's bad enough that groceries are just absolutely ridiculous. But let me tell you something. If you think you're going to ever take my groceries, son, it'll be the last grocery store you'll ever be at. So I carry this everywhere I go. Little Sig 9, it's a great shooting weapon, uh, and I got a few other ones in the that I can carry, but I like this one. I really do. But can you imagine how bad it would be? And then, you know, it's bad enough that even even on their SNAP benefits, $300 you're gonna walk out with 4 bags of food. They say, oh, inflation's getting better. Horse shit. You know, I do my grocery shopping. I know I pay exactly. I spent $400. I got 2 bags at Kroger's, 4 bags at Walmart. You know, and that may be for a couple weeks maybe at the most. So it's tough over here. It really is, and we as Christians need to lift each other up, and let the you know. And I think what it boils really down to is our faith. Like we have fallen away, just like the Bible said. You know, so I think that once we get back to uh, relying on the Creator, you know, the King of Kings, uh, I think things will improve. But there's a cultic world out there, guys, especially, and it's huge in America, huge, that worship Satan. You know, and it's been going on for since the beginning of time. Baal, they called him Baal. They uh, used to sacrifice their kids to a deity named Moloch. You know, just craziness, man. It's just and chaos. They want chaos out of order. So if more chaos that they can create, and that goes for our government. You know, the more chaos that they can create, the more control they can try to get over the people, and really the people, the law-abiding citizens. I'm not talking about these thugs out here running rampant, robbing people when they come out of stores, or carjacking, or anything else that they can do just to earn a buck. But it's getting real over here. Heck, all I can think about is getting back to the Philippines. Man, I've been watching vlog after vlog. really, I'm kind of sick of it. Like I've watched so many that I had to stop, because I know I miss the islands. I know I miss the people over there. I know you get a lot of respect over there. The people are so kind. I'm sure there's a few bad apples, but it's I'm a pretty good sized fella. I can handle my own. I don't worry about that, and I yet have I had to worry about it. So it's very peaceful, very safe. I am going to go through a gun safety, Philippine gun safety thing course that they have, and I'm going to purchase me, a weapon or maybe three, I don't 2 or 3, I don't know, but and mainly just for home defense. I may get it inside the waistband, if I ain't going out, if we're just going out to eat or something like that, I may have it on me, or if I'm going just to the ATM. Never know. I'd just rather be safe than sorry, really. Uh, but yeah, it's the groceries are so much cheaper there. The gasoline is so much cheaper there. Like it just is. And here, oh my gosh, you're paying. You're paying to live here. You're paying top dollar. And I think COVID kind of set everything off. They tried to close down a bunch of small businesses with that, you know, uh, bull crap. And that's what it boiled down to be. Freaking wearing a mask. Come on, man. You know, uh, and knock on wood, I ain't never had it. I've never had COVID. Never had the shot. Don't want it. Don't want no more shots. Anything free from the government. Shots. Oh, take this vaccine. You'll. hmm I bet I do. hmm I bet I'll be first in line. Yeah, first in line to get a fake card, maybe. But yeah, it's just crazy over here, But luckily, I got good neighbors up there, where I live, and uh, they watch the place. My next door neighbor, he's like a son of mine. I mean, he's that him and his wife and 3 kids. And he's just a great guy, Ronnie. Love you, man, and your family for sure. Uh, but yeah, I just had to tell you guys that it's not all peaches and cream here in America. Like it's you know bigger cities more apt to more dangerous things happening. Smaller communities, I mean, not so much. I mean, yeah, it can happen, but it's if you get a smaller community, man, we all look after each other. Man, we look after our properties because we know how hard it is that to get to where we're at in life. And I just my kids. I got 2 boys here, a couple grandkids. See that bald head? I just shaved that sucker today, buzzed it off here. So, man, I wish they had smell-o-vision. I got this new cologne. Man, it smells just like Creed Aventus, and it's called Club Dinowit or something like that. I don't know. But guys, if you like Creed $500 bottle, which used to be like 65, if you like that, go get you a bottle of this for $30. Get it on Walmart.com. No kidding. Black bottle, solid black. You know, and it's long lasting. I think it's better than Creed Aventus. They nailed it. So just don't jack your prices up, man. Keep it low, and you're gonna be fine. So yeah, I still got to get my own truck back up on the road. And got to do a bunch of physical therapy and do all this stuff. I'm sure it'll be coming after the court date. They're not going to do anything till a judge just physically makes them do something. So it's all right. I'm just killing time over here for a few more months. Hopefully, get all this put behind me, and and I can move forward in my life, man. I want to do some travel vlogs when I get back. I want to show y'all how beautiful I mean, it's just, the beaches, from the beaches to the mountains, man, the whole island's, where I'm at and where I've been there has been absolutely fantastic. You know, yeah, you're going to deal with some things, earthquakes, and these super typhoons. If they keep geoengineering, I mean, they could probably send 30 super typhoons that way. But why would they be doing that? Are they trying to wipe out all the bamboo houses that can be rebuilt? The Filipinos are relentless. Like, if they even do wipe them out, their neighbors are going to stick with neighbors. So for all you geoengineering fools out there, you know, you you might be picking on the wrong place, because you're not going to run. You're not. They won't run. They'll rebuild. You know what I mean? And and rebuild pretty cheaply. Yeah, it hurts to lose it, but I mean, even still, I just really hope that you know the government of the Philippines looks into the geoengineering part of aspects of what's happening. And Jamaica too. Jamaica should look into it, because somebody nefarious is behind this stuff. You know what I mean? Just like the fires in Malibu, you know, and I don't really care if they like what I say. If the truth hurts, well then good. It should hurt. It's a very nefarious world that we live in, and really, it's the Bible says it's going to get worse. You know what I mean? Uh, so we just got to be prepared. Help one another out, man. If it don't matter if you got a Muslim neighbor or a Christian neighbor. If they need help, help them. Because they're all good people. I mean, yeah, we believe in uh, a few different. But don't let our beliefs and our faith uh, deter you from that person. Because that we all bleed red. We all bleed red, and we all got to stick together. There's a group, and they're very nefarious, but they have geoengineered the skies. I don't know if it's NGOs from here. Haven't done a whole lot of in depth, but Whitney Webb, I think is her name. She has got some really good podcasts. You can look her up. Of course, Tucker Carlson, he's always spitting the truth. Love Tucker. Uh, but there's podcasts out there that you can really take a deep dive in on what's going on. And I do watch some of them. But I just wanted to get on here and explain to you why I left America for the Philippines, and there is no regrets. I have no regret. Matter of fact, I've been homesick ever since I left. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've been homesick. Like that is my home, and my boys, they don't quite understand. But they're not living on a fixed income. They're not having to live my life for me, and they're old enough. Uh, I have one in technical college here in a couple of years, and uh, my oldest one, got a great job, or at least I believe he still got it. But yeah, it's definitely different over here. It's so bad that I just can't wait to get back to the Philippines. You know, and if things get real bad over there, they keep sending super typhoon after super typhoon. Hey man, there's a big there's Vietnam. There's a lot of expats in Vietnam. Healthy eating, good cost of living. Cambodia is even better uh, as far as uh, the the cost of living for sure. And then you got Thailand, which pretty much has been a home base for the expats for many years now, since the Vietnam War. So you got Thailand, you got Laos. Of course, you got Japan, which I don't know about Japan. It has too many U.S. military bases on it for my liking. But I am going to visit there eventually. So hopefully I can get all this on vlogs you know, and but sometimes you just need to get on here and kind of get this information out there because the media, the so-called uh, media that we have over here is lies and propaganda, and you can't really, they're owned by probably one player, maybe two, and so they're going to say what they are told to say because that's who writes the checks. You know what I mean? It's going to take people standing up and telling the truth uh, on whatever platform, TikTok, Facebook, anything. Just tell the truth, man. Get it out there. But I guess I've rambled on enough for tonight. I hope everybody's having a blessed day. I know it's early Sunday morning in the Philippines. It's Saturday night here. So, like I said, I got the house to myself for just a little bit, and that's peace that I needed. So it won't be long, and I'll be back on my homestead up there, and I know there's going to be peace up there because that's the way I run my house. Is peacefully. So, uh, but yeah, I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Get out and help your neighbor. Make somebody smile, look good. Feel good, smell good. Do it all good. Just be good to one another. Okay, and I guess I'll get off here, and I will see you guys next time.